Hello, dear students of grade 2. This is Mr. Qasim, your science teacher, and we will continue our knowledge about how scientists discover and study the world around us. Before we start, I want you to know that I missed you so much, by the way. Let's go. As you see in this picture, page 188, there is a scientist who takes samples of the grass every year, of course, to study them. But why he do this? What might change in the grass? Before we answer the question, we will perform this activity. There are some chips, and you will put them one by one in this plastic cup, and we will measure the time in seconds, how long it will take. Now, let's watch the experiment and let us count how many seconds it will take.
Predict. How many seconds will it take to pick up all the chips? Ready, set, go! How long did it take to move all the chips? Draw a conclusion. If you did this again, do you think you would have the same result?
As you hear the question, if you did this again, would you have the same result? Why? Because you will take the same time. Here we have another question. How could you improve your test? How could you make it better? By using what tool? Who will answer? Yes, by using stopwatch or timer. Do you know that now we do as scientists do? We do an investigation. First, scientists ask questions. Then they investigate. They do experiment, they repeat it, they ask many questions, and so on. You investigate when you look for answers. After we make an investigation, we can make a conclusion. It's about the result of this investigation, the answers, or what you understand about what you do. So, a conclusion is what you decide after you think about all what you know about this thing. Again, a conclusion is what you decide after you think about all what you know. You may repeat the investigation to make sure of your conclusion. You may repeat the investigation to make sure of your conclusion. And now we get back to the scientists who study the grass. How the grass might change, this is the investigation of this scientist. After he repeats his investigations year after year, he can write or make a conclusion. So how might grass change? They may look yellow, they may look pale, even they may dry or dead. And now let's answer the question, page 189. What will happen if other people repeat the same investigation as the scientists in the picture do? Yes, they will get similar answers because they draw a conclusion. And now let's watch this video.
When people look for answers, they investigate. Investigating means looking for answers to questions. Someone might already know the answers to our questions. If they do, we simply ask them the answers. Other times, we can investigate to find the answers. The scientific method is a way to investigate.
And now, as a scientist, if you want to study something, what will you do? You will do an investigation by asking questions and then repeat your investigation or your experiment and then the result or making a conclusion. So again, we ask the questions, then investigate, repeat our investigations, and then making conclusions. Got it? Sure you do. Scientific methods are 6 methods. We have 6 scientific methods. Scientists use these methods to study something or to do experiments. Sometimes scientists don't do the steps in different order, which means they may do the second step, the fourth step, or step number 6. And sometimes they don't do all the steps. They don't do all the steps. They may only do 3 steps and so on. Let's watch the video together.
Investigate to find the answers. The scientific method is a way to investigate. Here are the steps. First, we ask a question. Next, we make a hypothesis. A hypothesis is a guess about what we think might be the answer to the question. Next, we plan a fair test. In a fair test, we only change one thing. Then, we test our hypothesis a few times. We observe the different results and see if they are the same. We then collect and keep records of our data. Finally, we draw a conclusion. We decide if our observations match our hypothesis. Got it? Sure you do.
Very well. As you heard in the video, we have 6 scientific steps. First, we ask questions. Second, we make our hypothesis. Third, we plan a fair test. Number 4, we do our test. Number 5, we collect and record our data. Number 6, we tell our conclusion. Do you remember the conclusion? Yes, of course. And now let's repeat the steps together. Number 1, ask a question. Number 2, make your hypothesis. Number 3, plan a fair test or experiment. Number 4, doing your test. Number 5, collect and record data. Number 6, tell your conclusion. Now let's take the 6 steps in details. Number 1, asking a question. Of course, if you want to study something, you will ask a question about this thing, such as seeds. If you want to ask about them, let's say, do seeds need water to grow? Number 2, you will make your hypothesis. A hypothesis is a possible answer for your question. Tell if the seeds will need water or not. Of course, they need water to grow. After this, we plan a test to make sure of our hypothesis. Of course, if you have 2 seeds or 2 types or the same type of seeds in 2 plastic bowls, you will water one of them and let the other without water to study your hypothesis. Of course, after we water one pot of them, one plant of them, or one seed, one type of seeds, of course, the one that is watered will grow fast, but the one without water will not grow. Let's watch this video.
Scientists use scientific methods to find answers. They ask questions. Do seeds need water to grow? What do you think? Make a hypothesis. Test your hypothesis. Use the same kinds of pots and soil. Water only one pot. Then observe. Think about what happened. Was your hypothesis supported or not supported?
Of course, it is supported because the watered seeds will grow. After we plan our test, we have to do the test to test the hypothesis, to test our answer. Is it correct or not? If the results are the same, If the results of these tests are the same, of course, you have a correct answer or hypothesis. After this, we collect and record data. We collect and record data. Yes, by drawing, by numbers, or even by words. Then we should make a conclusion. The result that we have. What do we think about the result? Yes, to make sure the hypothesis that we have is true or not. We were talking about the seeds that need water. As you see here, the seeds has grown. The seeds have grown, but here the pot without water, of course, will not grow because seeds need water. We have a simple question here to answer. Circle the question and underline the hypothesis. By the way, he is asking about this page. Where is the question? Yes, very well. Do seeds need water to grow? What about the hypothesis? Yes, if the seeds are watered, then they will grow because seeds need water. This is the answer for the question or the hypothesis for the question. Very well. I have another simple question here, which is what you think would happen if someone follow the steps of your investigation. Yes, of course, he will get the same result because we are sure of our hypothesis. You will get the same answer or the same hypothesis because we test our hypothesis and repeat the test, and then we have the conclusion that say that seeds need water to grow. And now let's memorize the 6 scientific steps. Number 1, asking a question. Number 2, make our hypothesis. Number 3, plan a fair test. Number 4, to do the test that we plan or we prepare. Number 5 is to collect and record the data. Number 6, to tell or to extract our conclusion. Very well, this is everything for today. Thanks so much, grade 2. See you next online session with your science teacher, Mr. Qasim. Bye.